Just start singing.
All right, everybody, you made it to the end of season 5 of Xmas Your Enthusiasm. Give yourself a pat on the back or whatever you do. And dry those tears, because the bad news is we're not even halfway done with this shit. This is our 50th episode, and we still have 70 to go, so hang in there with me. Today's episode is the finale for our season, at least, is the Black Swan. Ooh, I remember this being a funny episode. In particular, has one incredible Funkhauser moment, if I'm right, and you know I am. This came out in the 7th season, episode 7. Ooh, 7. Ooh, one of my favorite songs is by a favorite band of mine, DT and the Shakes. It's Not Me, Rolling Sevens in the Shadows, where luck don't even know my name. I don't know why I sang that a lot. For some reason now I'm doing Donahue in my head. Like, number one, I don't do impressions, so this is terrible, but I have to get it out now. It's not me rolling sevens in the shadows where luck don't even know my name. You know, I think in the beginning, I thought I was doing Obama. Hold on, let me try it again. It's not me rolling sevens in the shadows where luck don't even... No. It's not me rolling sevens in the shadows where luck don't even know my name. I'm missing a beat there. I don't know. It's going to drive me. Maybe I'll come back to it later. Anyway, the Black Swan. Let's see what IMDb says about it. It aired November 1st, 2009. I don't know why the fuck I tell you people that. Larry is forced to cover his tracks after he accidentally causes the death of a country club member and kills the club's mascot in an act of self-defense. That sounds like a lot. Natalie Portman's, I just noticed a Swan was 2009. When was that movie? Was she in The Swan? Hold on. Natalie Portman. Whose character was the only bad part about Beautiful Girls. Like, not only was the whole Lolita thing weird, like, did we need that? But she was giving some really cringe-inducing, like her whole, all of a sudden she busts out, all of a sudden she busts out, Walk on the Wild Side. I mean, come on. Anyway, I'm sorry. I mean, of course I love Natalie Portman. I do love Natalie Portman. She was great, and I believe it was The Swan. I could have been looking for this shit while I was blathering away to you people, but here we go. Because I'm wondering... Black Swan, and it came out after Curb. I was thinking, would it be great if they had her in this? I don't know why even. Well, that was a fucking waste of time. Tell you what's not a waste of time, being sponsored all season by Cheetos. Cheetos, fuck you. You know you eat them. All right, let's jump into... Oh, before we get started, though, I was bummed to notice, right before I hit record here, showing how the sausage is made, guys. Oh, boy, easy. I don't know if I've mentioned Wegmans or Panera all season. Like, I see in my notes, I guess I'd mentioned Panera. I'm a little bummed about that. I mean, that's all I talk about, Wegmans, Panera. I think, to be honest, I mean, half of this season, or the weather, like, for a couple of days, I was like, I'm not even going to Panera because the snow was so insane and everything. But I don't know. I'm a little bummed. I didn't talk as much about Wegmans or Panera. Although it did pop in my head yesterday with Wegmans, because I like to bitch and moan. Sometimes I'm like, damn it, I live above what they should give me, like 10% off or whatever. But as I laughed yesterday as I'm bitching about that, I started laughing. I was like, motherfucker, they could charge you double, and you're not going anywhere. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a little bummed about that, but who cares? This season, this is the final episode, and Larry's record so far this season is 48 and 56. Yeesh. I have a hard time believing he will go 8 above 500 here. Let's see what he did last season. He finished 50 and 55, so that seems kind of in the range. Before that, he was 61 and 55, 60 and 51. 58 and 51. Boy, those numbers are super consistent. He started out a lot better. He's still overall, going into this season, 17 above 500. Maybe I've been a little tougher on Larry. I don't know. Maybe that's good. Is it good or bad? Maybe it's good because it means I'm just learning more as I watch the show so much. Kind of call through some of the bullshit. Or should I just lighten the fuck up and who gives a shit? Probably a little bit of both. Let's jump into it right now. The season finale of XMAS Your Enthusiasm, The Black Swan. Okay, they open up in the cemetery. Larry and his dad, and I'm always happy to see him, Richard Kind, as his cousin. God damn it, last time he showed Andy. Okay, I did remember his name. Okay, right off the bat, easy win for Larry. A kind of sister moment, if you will, to the special section episode in which Larry gets pissed off. His mother died while he was away, and his dad didn't even tell him, so he missed her funeral. Now they're at the tombstone. I guess they just made it and whatever, and they spelled passed away, P-A-S-T. And Larry's like, you misspelled. Turns out the dad did it to save like $50 because it's in fewer letters. And it's like, and Larry's like, what the fuck? Number one, Larry's right. And number two, I just want to flip this fucking now I remember liking this episode, maybe even loving it, so I'm going to try to calm down. But right off the bat, really? Your wife is the mother of one of the richest motherfuckers on the planet, and you're trying to save $50? Come on. It's too, even for Curb, I just can't. My brain is just sagging onto this fucking desk in front of me. I can't take it. Larry wins that one. Come on now, 1-0. Ooh, maybe this is Larry pitching a no hitter. Is he going to go undefeated this episode? Woo. Okay, now they're at the club. They're itching to get out and play golf because they don't want to get stuck behind Norm and his crew because they're super slow. They're like, what do you want to eat? Give me eggs, hurry up. They're kind of being a douche to the waiter. And then Richard Kind, Andy, starts going in on his onions. He's like, I want them crispy. And Larry starts bitching, no, just have them regular. We're in a hurry. We got to go. And they go back and forth and fight. And it's like, Larry, they could have fucking had the onions done by now if you'd shut the fuck up. That's an easy 1-1. I guess my question is, do you have to sit here and have this fucking breakfast, or can you just get up and fucking play golf? You're all 100 years old. You have no, Larry David has no muscles or bones. What does he need energy for? Calories. All of a sudden, is this a state dinner? They're at this club 9 times a day eating. They can't just fucking go. Anyway, 1-1, Larry. I guess that's the end of that shutout he was bitching there. Okay, now some dude who I've never seen before, we'll see again, just comes up to Larry and says, hey, Larry, flying back to New York tonight, good to see you. Walks away. And Funkhauser jumps on Larry. He's like, what the fuck? You don't introduce us to, it's just awkward. It was weird. Now, I am ruling in Funkhauser's, with Funkhauser in this overall, because that is one of my pet fucking peeves. And I know 2 people in my head right now who I'm thinking of when I say this. It drives me fucking insane when you're standing there with somebody and then somebody come out, oh, hey, Joe, and then they talk and whatever, standing, and you're just standing like a fucking idiot. And then you start, well, should I break in? And on and on. And you just feel like a fucking idiot. And then the person, and then they have the whole conversation, they finish, and the guy walks away. He probably feels like an asshole. He definitely thinks I'm an asshole because I don't know, it drives me fucking crazy. So he is right. But there is a slight, if you see it, the guy does kind of sprint away. I mean, he's like, comes up, hey, Larry, good to see you. Yeah, I'm out. I'm going to New York tonight. Just spins. He didn't really stand around there like you would have thought based on the interaction with Funkhauser and based on Curb itself. You think they would have made a big deal of it. So, but in principle, I'm with Funkhauser on this. You got to fucking say, hey, this is so and so and so and so and so. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Just, hey, this is so and so so so. And Larry's right. He's like, what do you care? You're never gonna see this guy again. Yeah, but it would drive me fucking crazy the whole day. All it is, hey, this is Joe, bada bing, boom, boom, boom. I can't believe I just said bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, 1 and 2, Larry. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna hit 500. 500, bada bing. What the fuck am I? Tony Soprano on line 1 for you, asshole. Tony Soprano. Okay, now Larry gets a phone call. He pulls out his phone, and everybody starts getting pissed. Like, what are you doing? You can't. And then, of course, Mr. Takahashi pops out of nowhere like a fucking phoenix and just, rips into Larry. You can't talk on the cell phone. You're always on your fucking cell phone. You can't do that here. And it's like, number one, how are you the owner of a country club with, like, this money, like these money, like Larry David money, and you have time, like, that's your thing to walk around and scold people? And I'm sorry, I don't know much about country clubs. I don't think I've been to one. I've never been invited to one. But I find it hard to believe, even in 2009, that if you were a member of this country club, I find it hard to believe you couldn't sit there and yap on the phone all you fucking want. So that's ridiculous. Larry gets a win there. Come on. And then the thing about it, he said his father's having quadruple bypass, whatever. Easy win for Larry. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. If I was on the rewatchables, that would be its own category. The get the fuck out of here with that shit scene. This would be it for this episode. Okay, nothing. This is one of my all-time favorite. This is maybe my number one Funkhauser moment. Now they're eating. They're all done eating except Richard Kind, who's slowly eating his onions or whatever the fuck it is, and everybody's got steam coming out of their ears. And it's like, all right, why don't y'all just get up and go and say, hey, asshole, we're going. Hurry the fuck up. And I understand there's golf things with 4, but at least kind of try to get pole position with this other asshole, or get the Andy and say, hey, look, get the fuck up. We're leaving. But they're all just sitting there staring at him, being all mad while he's, and then Funkhauser says, I'm not going to get it. Will you please finish shoveling that shit into your face? Brilliant. Oh, Funk, we miss you. I didn't do it justice, but man. Okay, so now the check's here. Everyone's done. And instead of, getting up, sprinting to the golf course, Larry wants to give a fucking soliloquy on how much he should tip or not tip, or who's getting the tip, who's not getting the tip, 18%, 81%, whatever. So let's just render all this bullshit. Also, and hey, this is the last episode of the season. Deal with it. I've been to restaurants plenty of times in my life. I've never seen a waiter confront a customer about the tip. And yet somehow on Curb, it seems to happen every time Larry's at a restaurant or close to that. It's fucking, I mean, this guy's a normal human being. He would just realize it after Larry's left and then talk shit about him to everybody else and just wait for him to come back and like piss in his soup or something. Act like a normal person. What are all these waiters just walking up to people and confronting them? Now, he's right. I'm giving him the win, even though I don't like that style, but I don't like this bullshit with Larry. All of a sudden, Larry has this tipping policy, and he wants to start, enacting it now. It's like, you maybe give a warning or something. I don't know. It's just stupid. Larry loses that. I stand for tipping, even though I don't like the confrontation part of it. It seems to only exist in Curb. The only other time I've seen it as in The Sopranos, and that motherfucker got shot. So 2 and 3, Larry. Don't forget, this season of Express Your Enthusiasm has been brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, fuck you. You know you eat them. And now they're playing golf, and they're standing there and watch this guy Norm knock the ball around, just like this is why they wanted to play ahead of him. And so now, of course, Larry just starts screaming from 20 yards away, 30 yards away. Norm to pick it up, let us play through, whatever. I don't understand golf. I don't play golf. I've played once. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know who's right or wrong. But you can't just be shouting, across the fucking golf course. Go up to him and say something. I know there's some etiquette. So Larry, you're just looking like an asshole. You're not going to win that one. But I do think this is going to come up to bite Larry in the ass because he's getting Norm upset, which might be a thing. 2 and 4. Larry, the season is slipping away before your very eyes. Larry's spiraling people. Now he's screaming at Andy about the onions, and it's like, well, yeah, everybody knows it's because of the onions. Sometimes, Larry, you can just shut the fuck up. Everybody is thinking the exact same thing. Maybe give a couple of knowing looks, and then in the car ride fucking home, pick up the phone and call everybody else and bitch about it and shit on them. I don't understand why this is hard for them to comprehend. Plus, again, you may have a stronger case if after the breakfast you didn't sit there and yammer about the fucking tip for 30 minutes. So you kind of lost a little credibility there. 2 and 5, Larry. Woo. Okay, now they're in the locker room, and some random guy, or I guess he was playing with Norm, comes up and he's pissed off, starts yelling at Larry. Do you know what happens when you yell at someone with a heart condition on the golf course? And they go back and forth for like 30 seconds. And then the guy decides to announce, well, guess what? Norm's dead. And it's like, why didn't you lead with that? Like, I don't understand. Why not give out the baseball scores for the day? Oh, by the way, Norm's dead. I can't side with him on this. I gotta give Larry the win there. I don't want to say this is in the sometimes it helps just have a bigger asshole in the room. I mean, the guy's upset. His friend died, but he's handled it in about the worst way possible. And why would your first thought be, let me go run after and yell at Larry if he is your friend? So Larry, even though it's an ugly way to win, Gets the win there, 3-5. Maybe we'll see a miracle comeback here. I feel a breeze coming in. Larry gets another instant easy win with this guy because now he's pivoted to just flat out blaming Larry. He totally blames Larry. That's a little much. I understand you're upset if Norm, who I think is older than Larry, is this guy's friend. But easy win for Larry. You can't be literally accusing people. Again, just wait and then shit on Larry behind his back like a normal person. 4-5 Larry. Coming back. I don't know why that got if I say he's coming back, that should be good. I don't know. Wow, another easy W drops into Larry's lap because now his buddies start accusing him of killing Norm, and they go back and forth a little bit. Although I got to say, without saying a word, Funkhauser steals it, just nodding in agreement. But that's bullshit. You can't be accusing Larry of killing somebody. 5-5. He's back to 500 for the episode. Okay, I spend hours shitting on Larry David all the time. Let's give it up when he does something nice. Cousin Andy and his wife, I forget her name. She's always terrible when she pops up. They're all having dinner, and they start saying about how expensive shit is in New York, raising a kid. They're worried about paying for college. And Larry, out of nowhere, unprompted, no reason, says, you know what? I got college. Skylar, I think that's her name. I got her college. Don't worry about it. And hey, what can you say? Sometimes you just applaud. Thank you, Larry. What a beautiful thing. I think this will come back to bite him in the ass by the end of this episode. But what a nice thing. Way to go, Larry. Well, these W's are piling up for Larry now. The stonemason calls for an update or whatever about his mother's headstone, and somehow, and I can't even explain, somehow they get talking about Derek Jeter, and unprompted, I said that twice, or somebody says Derek Jeter in the background, and unprompted, there I go again, it's the new transgression, he just says Derek Jeter sucks, and Larry's like, what? And then they have a little argument, the guy says all the stupid things, Jeter's bad fielder, blah, 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 and Larry's like, he's great, clutch, and they go back and forth for a minute, then Larry, to his credit, now they both are incredibly stupid for this argument. It should be, hey, how's the stone? How much? Blah, blah, blah. But I got to give Larry the win for 2 reasons. Number 1, he didn't start it. I know that sounds like a child. And number 2, he's the one who quickly, I think it only lasted about 10 seconds, brought it back to, hey, let's get back to business. So he stopped it. So boom, up right just like that, above 500, 6-5. Important now is when Larry kills a Black Swan. And it is hilarious. Sorry, Swan. I considered judging who won Larry versus the Swan, but I think that would deviate from the truthfulness of what this is all about, which is him interacting with humans within a human-built society. So I think this would devalue our principles here. But just so you know, I did think about it. Anyway. Larry gets his first loss in a while here. They're like, all right, we got to call animal control or the cops or whatever. And Larry, like, everybody, we're not calling nobody. Keep your trap shut, which is obviously a recipe for disaster. 6-6, Larry. Great line from Jeff as they're all yelling at each other. The only time I tell my wife I'm golfing is if I'm seeing another woman. I don't play golf. I'm not married. I don't have a woman, but that's hilarious to me. And don't forget, this season of X with Your Enthusiasm has been brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, fuck you. We know you eat them. By the way, if I had a blooper reel, which I should think about for the next season, you'd hear a long, dumb bit about what I thought about whether or not these places even should have checks, dinner checks. And I sounded like a complete fucking idiot, so I cut it, so... Not as big as a fucking idiot as I did the other episode when I sat here for half an hour waiting for y'all to call into my first ever live call-in show. Probably only thanks to y'all, and nobody did call in, so I felt like a real idiot then, if that helps. Blooper reel, something to think about for next time. I give these motherfuckers credit. They killed Norm, they killed a swan, and yet they're still sitting in this fucking dining room eating like they don't give a shit. I mean, what can you do? Well, here we go. Funkhauser's like, what are we doing here? Let's get the fuck out of here. And Larry explains, you know who would run? Swan killers. And I gotta say, I would have done Funkhauser. I'd probably moved out of state by now. But Larry's right. It's exactly like what Al Pacino said in Glengarry, right? Gets nervous. Doesn't get nervous talking to cops, criminals. It sounds like that. which is interesting because I do know that Glengarry Glen Ross is Jerry Seinfeld's favorite movie of all time, and this season took place during the entire Seinfeld reunion. So that's just me connecting things together in a way that you people probably don't even understand, much less appreciate. But these are the things I do for you. So anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, so I have to say I do agree with Larry. The thing to do. I think I do agree with him. I wouldn't have the balls to do it, but I agree with him in theory. 7-6 Larry. Breaking news, of course, the groundskeepers immediately found the fucking dead swan, and Mr. Takahashi is looking at it, so we'll see how that goes. Easy win for Larry. Now they're yelling at him, bitching, what was wrong with you? Why'd you kill a bird? What are you so scared of? It's like, that's not the time for that. What do you can't win that. That thing was barreling down a fucking hill. Anyway, with like a big bowling ball with wings. I'm gonna write that down. That's an Xmas Time merchandise T-shirt. Boy, 8-6 Larry. Here we go. Could be the miracle comeback of all time, or just a. Oh, and by the way, just show y'all what a baller fan I am of this show. Even though I spend all my time here bitching and moaning about it, I do notice they introduced Mr. Takahashi as a new character. So this is the first episode with him. Season 7, but back in season 2, if I remember, and I do because I'm kind of a genius. The actor played a different role. He was in The Car Salesman, that episode when Larry pretends he tries to sell cars, insists he can sell cars. You love that episode. And the actor, different character, showed up. He was a customer in that car dealership. So anyway, I wish I could give some folks a grilling like he's giving them about why they couldn't bother to pick up the fucking phone a couple episodes ago and call me. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. We let it go. We move on. Oh, what do you know? Somehow they all passed this test. This guy, who's somehow smart enough to buy and own a country club, couldn't suss out these 4 idiots buzzing around like fucking snap, crackle, and pop. Fucking idiots. He couldn't sniff out that they were guilty, even though they might as well, just painted it on their faces. Like they were Dave fucking Putty at the Jersey Devils game. That's about as likely as me walking by Wegmans pizza bar right now that me grabbing a fucking slice. So, all right. Or rather, I should have said it's about as likely as you motherfuckers calling up during my next live call-in show. So, that's how that goes. But hey, we move on. That's how that goes. We forgive, we forget, we move on. Whatever. Who cares? Nobody. Okay, now, to be fair, Larry should get a couple of points for this, but I don't know how to do. Cousin Andy comes in with his wife who's terrible, and I says, you know what? She's decided she wants to go to cosmetology school, and he asked Larry to pay for it. And it's bad enough. It's just gross. It's just gross. And they're furious when Larry says, what the hell? Why would you ask that? They're indignant, which just makes it even worse. Let me make sure I put down Larry's win for that. I should give it to. Plus, hey, dummies, part of the point of Larry paying for the kids' college was to free up money. I mean, number one, you don't have to worry about that, which is the greatest gift. Well, I guess the kid getting an education. And it also frees up other money. I doubt this cosmetology school for this woman, I doubt it's going to be as much as a 4-year college that you were already saving up for. And you obviously have money. You do live in New York. So it seems to me like you would be, oh, great, we don't have to pay for college. It frees up some money. So I don't know why you wouldn't have just done that. So anyway, you've taken this incredibly nice thing from Larry David, which I can't believe I'm saying, and you make him look like an angel, and you are the shittiest. I mean, wow. This hurts Richard Kind, and it shouldn't. Nothing should be able to. Excuse me. But this hurts Richard Kind. 9-6 Larry. 10 minutes left in the episode. Let's see if he gets another 5 wins. What do we say to get to... Yeah, he needs 8 to get to 500. 8 more. Or 8 over 500 to get to 500 for the season. Let's see. 10 minutes left. Okay, they're just handing Larry wins now. Because now it turns out this whole thing is a bit of a shakedown. And she lets me know, gee whiz, it'd be a shame if you know who found out about you murdering a Black Swan. And so Larry's like, oh, you better keep your trap shut. And it's obviously he's going to capitulate and pay for everything. But she gets, even after that, she gets what she wants. She has a shakedown. And she's still like, what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And she's like taunting him. Real crazy. And again, I can't stress this enough. This, Richard Kind, this is tough. This is tough. 10-6 Larry. Now they're at Norm's funeral or service, whatever. Why is Larry? He said early in the episode he wasn't really a friend of Norm's. Why is he at his funeral? I guess I really don't understand country clubs. Okay. Now Larry launches into a thing with Funkhauser about what a shithead the stonemason he's working with for this headstone is, and guess who just happens to be standing next to Funkhauser this whole time? Yes, the stonemason, because as we all know, God forbid we get through this episode, but God forbid. The Curb Your Enthusiasm law must dictate that anytime Larry David leaves his house, he must, by law, run into someone he knows or has talked to or whatever. Of course, the guy is just standing there while Larry shits on him. And so that's a thing. And I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to think, oh, Larry stepped in it. But the odds of this are so infinitesimal. When have you just been standing there talking to someone and randomly thought, oh, gee whiz, I better hope this guy talked to the phone once isn't lurking. I got to give Larry. Maybe I'm getting soft here. I can't give Larry the loss there. It's ridiculous. 11-6. I gotta say it. Funkhauser bats 1,000 in this episode. 1,000. Oh, the streak is over. I think he had a streak. Now Larry's pissed off. He's like, Funk, why didn't you tell me that was the guy? And Funk flips the script on Larry. He's like, well, you have this policy about not introducing. I gotta give Funk the win there. Sorry, Larry. 11. Ooh, gotta give Funk the win there. Sorry, Larry. Singing a lot this episode. 11-7, Larry. Coming down to the wire here. Don't forget this season of XMAS Your Enthusiasm has been brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, fuck you. We know you eat them. Okay, this is a tough one. Of course, Larry pisses off Norm's widow. She's like, what are you fucking doing here? I can't. On one hand, she's right. On the other, I want to give Larry credit for showing up, even though, again, he shouldn't. Like, why is he even there? And then why would he go out of his way to even talk to her? I can understand, like, signing the guest book and giving a wave. I think I got to give it to Larry here. And he doesn't really argue with her. He kind of explains himself. I got to give him credit for showing up, even though I don't even really agree with it or understand it myself. I hope that makes sense to y'all because it doesn't to me. 12-7. Okay, now at the end of the episode, this is too stupid to even talk about. I feel dumber as I'm saying these words. Larry's busted as the Swan Killer because on his mother's tombstone, the guy who's the tombstone guy is so furious at what Larry said to him about Derek Jeter, and then what he said about him talking about Derek Jeter, that he's carved into the tombstone of Larry's mother, mother of Larry, an asshole and Swan Killer. Seems like a bit of an overreaction. Not just an overreaction because you look like an asshole and an idiot, but is this going to be good for business? I mean, you want to get around that you take out vengeance on people's mothers' tombstones? Like, I'm not a businessman. I'm not a genius. I feel like that's probably bad for business. I'll tell you what else is bad for business. That's the end of the episode. That is the end of the season. Thanks to everybody for listening, coming along. What am I giving the fair word of the troops here for? We got to do the schools. So 12-7 for the nice score there. 12-7, healthy there. Larry, which takes us to, for the season, 60-63. Almost got there. I think I probably was being a bit easy on him in the end, but 60-63 sounds about exactly like every other season so far, so we'll see how it goes. So thanks everybody for listening. This season was brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, fuck you. We know you eat them. See you in season 6, everybody.